Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I could definitely see where you're coming from with that. Yeah, let me a little short story from my end, and then it'll go into asking the next question. So I remember being in elementary school, and our teacher took us on a class trip, and we went to visit military vets, and most of them were like disabled. They were senior citizens, and I was happy to see them. But at the same time, I felt bad because of the state they were in due to their injuries, like memory issues. Just they just weren't in the best shape, and so
Yeah.
you know. And at the time, we were kids, so like we were just so energetic and happy to like interact with them, and we were kind of like, oh, they're not really interacting with us, they kind of don't want to really be bothered, and
Yeah.
but I also understood even though I was a kid because they didn't really want to share their stories because of what they were going through. So well, this was maybe a year or two ago, but there's been vets that have complained about not receiving certain benefits, or having issues with trying to receive those benefits. So I wanted to ask your thoughts. um, what's your honest opinion on military vets who have been injured from war? Maybe they have, mental disabilities like PTSD, and other vets who feel they aren't seeing much benefits after serving, or after retirement.
I will say that like as of right now, the infrastructure to support disabled vets and like the benefits for veterans in America are really good. Um, at the same time, I can also acknowledge that they weren't always like that, and um, this has only been a change that's been occurring over the past 15 years or so. And there's still problems. So for like older vets, like we're talking like Vietnam era, Korean War era, even like Gulf War and like War on Terrorism era vets, um, I there was definitely a lot of folks in that group that are still underserved, and a lot of that's due to information. Like I get that information now because I'm mandated to take like a bunch of different courses before I leave the military on like all the things that are available to me after I leave. So I get off on the right foot and know what resources are, available to me and what I can use to like, you know, jumpstart my life after the military. But like, if you're a Vietnam like disabled vet, you're not hearing about all that stuff unless you go in person to a VA somewhere, and there's someone that has the right mind to tell you about these new things that are available. I will also point out that like there's two types of veterans from like the earlier era. There are veterans that are disabled and need help and they aren't getting it, and there's veterans that are disabled that want help or need help, but they aren't willing to compromise to get it. So like there are certain compromises you may make for like assisted veterans living, right? You can't be on drugs. You have to like actively trying to get a job in most places. And this is definitely not all veterans or even like a large proportion of veterans from my knowledge, but like there are folks out there that will, complain about the system, but also not want to make compromises in their own life to, be supported by that system that's out there for veterans. So there's definitely still problems. I think it's largely information gap, but there's also people that are biting off their own foot when it comes to, how much the federal government can assist them.